Right, what did we have after Tartarus again? Oh, wait. Summer school. Suddenly, fighting shadows sounds more pleasant. We're even back into school uniform. Thankfully, I've never had to go to summer school in my life because, yeah, it sounds like absolute torture, and I feel so sorry for anyone who has to endure it. During school time, it is pretty much the worst possible thing that you could ever have happen to you. Oh, and yeah, that heat is totally appropriate for where I am at the moment. It's really, really, really hot in Australia right now as I'm recording this. Really hot. So, during the summer school period, we really can't do much. The entire, basically, week is skipped over. So, yeah, no time to do Elizabeth's request, none of that. Here's the thing, though. Something interesting does happen today. Something very interesting. So at least they put this in. Because if it weren't for this, I'd probably just... I don't know, like, I'd be bored to death during this entire segment. Yes, or very, 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 very unfortunate. Yep, today's subject is the very foundation of this entire series. I think I mentioned that before. They did originate as normal playing cards. Now, I think I can't pronounce French for the life of me, so I don't know what that is. That may be the deck that they use in Persona 5, because the cards have French names. And this is pretty much the one we're using in this game itself. 78 seems like an odd number to have, although I believe, yeah, normal decks are 52 cards, so... I prefer these 60 cards of Pokemon decks, that's a more even number. So anyway, 22 Major Arcana, and 56 Minor Arcana. So the Minor Arcana are the wands, cups, coins, and swords that we've been seeing in Shuffle Time. And these are the big ones. I've kind of already touched on this in some of the descriptions, so what's going to follow is some things that I've already talked about a little bit in some of my bios and background videos, but Mr. Edogawa's description here, this is such a fantastic summary of the symbolism of all of the cards. Just everything he says here, like, just, it is amazing. Like, if you want to just get a general idea for what all the social links in the game represent, his descriptions of each card are just so simple and just so perfect. So, let's go through them. The Magician, action and initiative, but also immaturity. Gee, who does that remind us of? Contemplation and inner knowledge for the Priestess. Motherhood and the life it brings forth, a social link that we won't actually be starting for a very long time. The Emperor represents fathering, relates to leadership and decision-making skills, which I've touched on in the symbolism of the second full moon. The Hierophant represents formality and knowledge and stands for religion, though none of the actual Hierophant Arcana social links in this series have anything to do with religion, they're more just older mentor figures. And yeah, here we go. So, yeah, this is the actual meaning of the Lover's card. So, it actually, traditionally, has nothing to do with romance. Only a momentary one. Huh. In Kaz's case, it's almost the opposite. He's trading... Well, actually, yeah, he's trading, lifelong pain for that momentary victory. So, he's gonna have to learn not to do that. That's pretty simple. Hermit represents the individual's search of answers by looking inward, deep inside the digital world of MMORPGs. Fortune is pretty straightforward in what it means. Both passion and self-control, power with reason. Hanged Man reflects the individual's inability to take action. There are also quite a few other things to Hanged Man, but that's a summary. In some decks, the Death card doesn't actually have a name, it's just the nameless 13th card. Yeah, so it's a transitional card. The old ends and the new begins, but it doesn't mean literal death. From the transition, the cards change from personal characteristics to more broader concepts. Temperance is the balancing of opposites, opening his eyes to the world, or through a friendship maybe with someone from another country. Devil represents temptation, fairly obvious. And yeah, the Tower is like pretty much the bad card in the deck. And the Star is the glimmer of hope afterwards, also representing calm. The Moon represents illusion. It's another kind of semi-bad card. We haven't got to this social link yet, so I haven't had a chance to talk about this one. So, we also haven't got to the Sun just yet. Or this one, but it's fairly obvious what it represents. Then the final card, the World, represents the individual's full awareness of his place in the world. And yeah, that is basically, the best summary of all of the Arcana's meanings that I've ever found in anything. Seriously, I love this series so much. Yeah, it's gonna really hit home for a certain few people in this room. And, well, the game only uses the 22 for the social links. Yes, if a card is reversed, its meaning will change, and it might also turn into a giant shadow monster and destroy everything. We do get academics boosts for every day of summer school, so at least that's a positive. Though, when I practiced this, I did not get an academics, like, actual rank up out of this. But it is a big, long period of forced academics increases, so it makes it much harder to miss maxing this stat. In fact, it's nearly impossible to not have max academics by the end of the game. So yeah, more skip time. You see why I wanted to go to Tartarus last Sunday, yeah. We didn't have another opportunity to go back for a while. I think by this point, Junpei's lost his mind, and I wouldn't be surprised if everyone else has too. Oh, hey, it's you again. You're like the one interesting person in this. Well, actually, you know, not that Miss Toriumi isn't interesting for various reasons, and you might not want to say those letters, or yeah, and you're able to pronounce that too. Interesting. Well, if it's anything like your special medicine, no thanks. You mentioned it in some of your earlier lectures. Okay. I'd actually never heard about most of this before, but it sounds kind of interesting. I've heard of the Tree of Life, though. Wait a minute, 22 paths? Huh. Yep. Coincidence? Maybe. Now, this is actually kind of weird. I have no idea what this is. I've forgotten this since my first playthrough, so, I don't know, and I won't be able to test what this is for a while. So I guess I could try and see what this is once we... That's only once school comes back after summer, so again, I won't have an opportunity to test this out for a while. And once school does go back, we only have a few days before it's full moon again, so not much opportunity. Finally! And yeah, no academics boost, but anyway. The good thing is that none of us are dead. No one greeted us. Clearly, everyone has had the life drained out of them by that whole week. How are you feeling? So, as you can tell, today is a no Tartarus day. Does it involve going out with people? If so, yes. Well, yeah. People to go with. Means it probably does. So, yeah, no... We will have plenty of time to go over the next few weeks, so... Not a really major problem. Okay, then. Seems like, yukata is, like, really common in... even in DLC for a lot of things. What's on TV? Okay, the festival. Well, good thing it's just a man this time and not a bunch of shadows holding a portable shrine, because, then it would be the festival dudes, and they would kill you badly. Well, that was interesting. Hi there, Koromaru. Oh, okay. So, tonight is the first night where we can actually walk with Koromaru. Well, the first night where we can do a unique walk event with Koromaru. There are various unique events throughout the game. They usually don't have much of an effect on anything, really. But some of them can give you extra social link points, but in this case, this is not going to be social link. This is going to be purely just for flavor. So, we can choose to go together. These are mostly just little events that, like I said, are mainly for flavor. They don't really give much of a gameplay impact, but when we're free to do them, we may as well. I'll try and show them all if I can. Well, it's part of the tradition, I guess. Undercover yukata robot. Oh yeah, I should mention that Koromaru is actually the strength social link for the female protagonist in the PSP version, so there, walking him actually does serve a purpose social link-wise, and it does skip you straight to the late night, so forgot to mention that. So here's the thing, I am lucky that I have a magician persona, so I should have mentioned this. Wait a minute, okay, tomorrow is a major event, so you actually might not have the chance, but having a magician persona is a good thing. Tomorrow is the summer festival, but I should have saved last night, I just realized, because I need to show off a few things for the summer festival. But anyway, it'll all make sense what I'm talking about after the festival. But I'll just say that having a magician persona on you right now might not be the worst idea. In fact, it's actually a very, very vital idea. Going into the next few weeks, we're going to need a lot of social link personas on us. Oh, okay. That doesn't matter. Tomorrow's a plot day anyway. Well, I mean, not technically a plot day, but just an event day. Because it's the summer festival. And we are sick. Normally, I would really not Like, honestly, I absolutely hate it when people go out to major events with friends while they're sick. I always feel like if you really cared about your friends, you wouldn't risk giving them the sickness, especially if it's something bad. But this is just a game, and it's not really going to impact anything, so let's do it! On the day of the summer festival, in the daytime, you will get called. And hey, it's Yukari. So, you get the option to go to the summer festival with these characters who call you. I believe any female social link, any romanceable female social link that you've started at this point can ask you. If you say no to Yukari, you'll eventually get called by all of your other romanceable social links. Now, they'll do this even if you aren't in actual romance with them, like I am with Yukari here, but you'll go through all of them in turn. So, at this point for me, my options were Yukari, Fuka, Yuko, and Chihiro. So, those are my options. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm actually going to try and show all of these on camera. I'm going to have to just do that by way of reloading various save files. But primarily, I'm going to choose Yukari. Now, this doesn't actually affect social link or anything. You can choose whoever you want. It does not matter. So choose whichever is your personal preference here. I should mention, though, that only, I believe, the major party members have unique portraits here. When I did Chihiro off-camera to test this, she was just wearing her normal casual clothes. Yukari, on the other hand, she actually has a unique yukata portrait, as do all the party members. No, hers is... Both of these are very appropriate Gary Stu comments. And again, I don't know if this gives social link points or not. If it does, it's minuscule enough that the guy doesn't feel the need to mention it, and so it won't affect anything. That's probably why, yeah, people like seeing characters in yukatas. Okay. Is this the same takoyaki at the other takoyaki place? Unfortunately, Gary still wishes at this point, but, she didn't deny it. She didn't deny it. That says something. Oh, wow, she's really not denying it. In some ways, this almost feels a little bit out of character this early into the social link, but anyway. Yukari is trying to say something. However, she is affected by weird H-replacing disease. Yeah, the problem there is they use something other than octopus that only Elizabeth knows what it is, and if only Elizabeth knows what something is, that's terrifying. Some of the other scenes specifically mention that it's not octopus. Yeah, look, you can see some Featherman masks in there. Huh. Wonder if Yukari likes that pink one. Yeah, the white one kinda does. Yeah, maybe they base it on him. Oh look, it's the random mascot from the sweet shop and the creepy duck from Wild Duck Burger. And that thing says Mirataru Kuji. The Kuji being in hiragana. Oh, okay, everyone's a winner apparently. Which usually means the prizes are relatively small. So, you get to choose either of these. The last time I tried this, peeking from the top got me something. Let's see. But he did say everyone's a winner. So we probably get something anyway. Ah, it's one of these kind of games. Yeah, that totally aren't scams. Kaleidoscope. Okay, that's another date item. Which could be useful for Gary Stu right now. I don't think Kaleidoscope is the thing that Yukari likes the most, though. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for that, too. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Things might be looking up in that department. Okay, so this skips you straight to late night. So, yeah. Magician Persona. Make sure that you get one before walking with Koromaru and Igus on the 15th. Make sure that you do this. Because it's really, really, really important. Because well, wait, I shouldn't have studied. Because it's going to be useless. Oh well. Yep, so, going to be useless. That's fine. We have plenty of opportunities to study. But we don't have much opportunities to do what's coming up next. Because I'm actually going to need to cut the video here and talk about what's going to happen over the next week or two. Actually, I ended up deciding to do that at the start of the next video. However, this video has been a little short. Because of this, I thought that for the rest of it, I'd show all of the other possible summer festival scenes for all the other characters that we have access to. At this point, that would be Fuka, Yuko, and Chihiro. It doesn't really matter who you go with when it comes to social link points. You can really choose whoever you want here. And unfortunately, Mitsuru isn't an option since we haven't started her social link yet. Now, there's going to be no commentary for these, so just bear that in mind. Also, there are some other events later in the game that are similar to this, where you get the option to invite someone out, but you can only invite one person. For those, I plan to treat them the same way. I'll choose one for the main playthrough, but in bonus footage, I'll show all the scenes. actually going to be switching back to commentary here, because this one deserves special attention. There's actually another variant on the Summer Festival that I never knew about until I started researching this. And it makes sense why. Actually seeing this version is very obscure. What you have to do first is, you have to refuse everyone's offers. Now, the first time I tried this, just to see if anything new happened, I thought that it didn't do anything important, so I immediately stopped recording. Oh, how wrong I was. So first we'll just need to go through everyone's invitations. Seems like the order you get called in is the wait, no. At first I thought it was the reverse order of when you started each social link, but we started Yuko before Chihiro, so that's clearly not true, because Yuko calls before Chihiro, so I guess it's always this order. Anyway, next is Chihiro, and that's the final invitation that we have. So once we decline this one, I can get into talking about what we actually need to do, because there are more steps that you need to take in order to see this event. It's definitely worth it, though. So, sorry, Chihiro. So, now that you've declined everyone's invitation, what happens? Well, it just becomes a normal Sunday. You can do anything that you normally could do on a Sunday at this point, so you could see Hanged Man if you wanted to. In fact, I meant to say Hermit. I don't think you can see Hanged Man. Sundays are the one day she's not available. So you can pretty much do anything you would on a normal Sunday, like I said. I wonder if everyone says anything. So people do say things. I wonder if she's mad that we rejected her offer. So yeah, there's no second chances. It's a bit too late for that. Kind of interesting that we actually get to see what everyone's doing before the festival in this case. I don't know. I guess there are plenty of people who don't like festivals. It's kind of a funny conversation. Anyway. So, that's kind of interesting on its own, but yeah, so none of them will give you a second chance. Also, there's an episode of Phoenix Ranger Featherman R that we'd never actually get to see if we didn't choose to not go with anyone. So I'll cover this on the next episode of Phoenix Ranger Featherman R. Episode 26, Caveman Love. Romance knows no boundaries, not even between different eras. Wow, that show got weird very quickly. So, what we want to do now is, we want to go out, and the easiest way to skip ahead to nighttime is go directly back into the dorm. So when we go back in, it'll become nighttime. I just want to get to nighttime quickly. Now, because it is now nighttime, the Summer Festival is on, which means that most of us will not be at the dorm. Most of them will be back at the shrine for the festival. But we can get some pretty funny dialogue if we talk to Akihiko here. Yeah. So obviously no Tartarus, but Junpei is upstairs, we can talk to him. Again, interesting conversations that I usually miss out on because I almost always go to the festival. Does Junpei keep any of the money we find in Tartarus? Like, does that go all exclusively to us? That's kinda sad if that's the case. But anyway, what I want to do here is, and this is where the real guide dang it happens. This is why I had no idea this event existed. In the evening, you have to go out, and normally in the evening, you don't have access to anywhere that isn't Paulownia Mall. But tonight only, we can also go to Naganaki Shrine. If you go here, again, this is available tonight only, and only if you rejected every other girl's offer. We're at the shrine, and if we head right up here, we're taken into an event. This is the final variant on the Summer Festival event that I seriously had no idea existed until now. Well, in 4 other alternate universes, Gary still had someone with him, so yeah, he's pretty much fine. And let's just say he won't be alone for long. So I'm going to cut in again here, and explain that if you choose Remain Quiet, as when I first attempted this, I thought I would do because it would allow us to listen in on their conversation, this event immediately ends. So the best thing to do is say hi. Wow. Okay, that's pretty great. Okay, so it ends there. That's actually kind of unfortunate, because from what I checked from a Google image search, in the PSP version there may be more to this event. I can see some dialogue in screenshots that did not show up here, so obviously Persona 3 Portable must have expanded on this scene a little bit. But anyway, it is a nice little thing to see, and again, it's one of those scenes that you probably won't find unless you're directly looking for it or have some kind of guide. People always say that one of the best things about doing game playthroughs on YouTube is that you find out things about games that you've never known before. This is a moment like that for me. I never knew about this event before, so it's great that I managed to find out. The only thing that got me to suspect that something like this would exist is that Aigis and Mitsuru both have yukata artwork in the game's art book, which I own. So I was wondering why they'd bother to do that when you never got to see them. But you actually do get to see them, only very briefly though. But with that, that's the end of the Summer Festival events.